it's good to be with you again. You remember me, Ken Simmons? Welcome to the Ken Simmons Show. I missed you. Been a whole week since I've been with you, and here I am again. Hey, what's happening in the White House? Holy mackerel, I've never seen such a mess in my life. Scaramucci's gone. He's quit. Unbelievable. I heard he's questioning when he gets to collect his pension check. And the little girl that does that came over to him. She says, I'm sorry, Mr. Scaramucci, but you have to be with us 12 days. You've only been 11, so you don't get a pension check. You know what he said? You're a flippin' paranoid schizophrenic. Can't believe that. Anyway, I want to talk to you about, again, you remember, I'm an old man. I've been around a long time. I'm from another era, another time, maybe even another planet. I'm not sure. When I was a kid, there was an orchestra called Benny Goodman. He was called the King of Swing when I was a kid. And in 1938, he did a thing at Carnegie Hall, jazz at Carnegie Hall, never been done before. I mean, this is a place for Mozart, Chopin, Beethoven, Scaramucci, those kind of people. Never did they do popular stuff, swing. But he did. You know, there's an old story about a tourist in New York. He said, hey, how do you get to Carnegie Hall? Practice, practice, practice. That's an old story. But Benny Goodman showed up. He did a whale of a show. But look at the people that were in his orchestra. Benny Goodman, of course, on the clarinet. Teddy Wilson on the piano, who formed his own orchestra later on. Lionel Hampton on the vibraphone, who formed his own orchestra later on. Harry James on trumpet, who formed his own orchestra later on. Gene Krupa, my idol, on drums, who had his own orchestra later on. What an ensemble he had. And they played a song called Sing, 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 which I tried to duplicate when I was a kid in high school. I had my own orchestra, 20 pieces, big orchestra. I played the drums, and I have the recording in my car now. It's not bad for a bunch of kids. But he was so popular that when they decided to leave, the audience got up, a standing O, and they applauded so loud, he figured he better do something. This is a curtain call. So Gene Krupa started on the drums again. You know, just blah, 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 blah. And they stayed another hour, another whole hour in Carnegie Hall. That's Benny Goodman. I knew Tommy Dorsey. I didn't know them. I enjoyed them. Tommy Dorsey, Glenn Miller, Glenn Gray, Kay Kaiser, Sammy Kaye, you name it. Ray McKinley, there's a whole bunch of them. And the reason I bring this up is because the other night, last Tuesday, was it? I went to Priscilla Beach Theater here in Plymouth, where they had what they call a tribute to the big bands. And they had a band there, probably 15 pieces, and they did a lot of Glenn Miller, In the Mood, Let's Dance, Sentimental Me, all that stuff. And I just went ballistic. I was 10 feet off the ground. It looked like I had a few drinks. All right, I've got a guest. I don't want you to go away because, as usual, I have interesting guests. My guests are, to say the least, and unusual. I look for that. Interesting, I want that. In the public interest, I want that. I want anything they can give me, except this is a family show and no hanky-panky, okay? All right, I have another guest coming on next week, so stick around for that. But in the meantime, I want you to meet my guest, so slip off your shoes, pour yourself your favorite beverage, and I'll be right back. Oh, I'm back. I told you I'd be back. I hope you're comfortable because when I introduce you to my guest, you're going to be flabbergasted, your mouth is going to be hanging open, your jaw is going to drop. Before I do all that, though, I want to thank Rich Goulat, who is my cameraman today, but he's much more than that. He's the executive director here at Area 58 Community Access Media, and he does a heck of a good job. I don't know where he finds the time to do my camera work, but he does. God bless you, Rich. Thank you. I also would like to welcome a man only known as John. I know a lot of Johns. A lot of them are not. I'm not going to say anything about Johns on television, but I want to welcome. He's a cameraman in training. Am I right, John? Is that Don't speak. I don't want to hear anything. So welcome. I hope you do well. You're going to enjoy this. All right, I want you to meet my guests now, and I'm talking to you, and I want to admonish my guest. If she's got something to say to you, that's her camera over there. You talk over there, okay?
Okay.
My guest's name, get ready for this now, is Polly Trauma. Trauma.
That's correct.
Hi, Paul.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm very well, Mr. Simmons. How are you?
I'm very well, too. Call me Ken.
Oh, may I?
Please.
Ken. Hi. Thank you for having me.
My father is Mr. Simmons.
Aha.
You're a very pretty girl.
Thank you.
I shouldn't say that because everybody says that, hey, you're a pretty girl. You sexist. Do you think I am?
Do I think you're sexist?
Yeah.
Of course not, Ken.
Yeah. I think if a pretty girl's pretty, you ought to tell her.
Oh, I appreciate that.
All right.
I think you're a handsome guy. Is that sexist?
No, it's not. You happen to be very, very good taste. Yeah.
Well, careful. My husband is in the studio.
I know he is. A big
Yeah.
guy, too. So I'm not, no hanky-panky, Mr. Trauma. All right. Her name is Polly Trauma, and for a good reason. This lady works in the roller derby, right?
I am in roller derby. That's correct. Yeah. I'm a blocker for Cape Cod Roller Derby, the Salty Dolls. It's my first season, but
Stop there.
yes.
What does a blocker do?
Well, a blocker is one of the roles on the team, and my job is to keep the jammer, which is another role, from passing the rest of the blockers. The jammer's job is to pass us, and by doing so, she gets a point. And that's how you win the game, by getting all the points, right? It's almost any game.
All right, I'm going to stop for just a minute.
Sure.
You know why?
Why?
Because I know this business well. And those people sitting at home right now
Yeah.
are going, oh, a pretty girl like that? So roller derby is not on national television now, is it?
It's not on national television.
When I was a kid, it was, It was a big deal on national television.
I heard it used to be
Oh,
televised.
It was a big deal. Every Saturday night, I think it was, or a couple of hours, we'd watch the roller derby, and these were guys going around, and it was rougher than football.
Oh, we still lay people out. Absolutely. It's still rough.
Before we get into that, are you married?
I am married.
Okay,
yeah.
where do you live, please?
I live in Plymouth. I
Plymouth.
grew up in Plymouth.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
So you're a local girl.
I am.
And children?
I have 2 stepchildren. They're Aislinn and James, and they are 8 and 5.
May I ask a rather crass question?
Please.
Do you get paid for roller derby?
I do not.
You do not, okay. Do you have a job? Are you working? Are you employed?
I am employed. I'm a paramedic, a nationally registered paramedic in Plymouth for Brewster Ambulance. And I'm also a Plimpton firefighter paramedic.
I feel so useless. I'm a nothing. I do a lot of talking. Look what she does. Roller derby, a Plymouth paramedic, a firefighter in Plimpton. Holy mackerel. And not only that, but beautiful to boot. How about that? Now, are you already employed by Plimpton as a
I am employed. I was offered my employment last week, so I'm not a firefighter yet.
Okay.
But I'm currently training and learning.
Where are you training?
At the Plimpton Fire Department right now.
At the fire department.
Yeah.
Will they send you to the fire academy?
I don't believe I'm going to the state academy as of yet,
Okay.
but we'll see. I think it's a fluid situation.
That's out in Stowe.
Yes.
I don't know if, well, they must have had some females out there because there's a lot of female firefighters.
There
now.
are, yeah.
You seem to be, you like firefighting? Is that what is you?
Well, I like being a paramedic. Firefighting is a new experience, so I really have nothing to go on yet, but I'm sure I will.
See, now again, a paramedic, I know what it takes to be a paramedic. It almost takes an MD, a medical degree, doesn't it?
There's a lot of knowledge that goes on, yeah.
Because my son is an EMT.
Is he?
And he didn't go for the paramedic because it was too much work. It was too much for him.
It takes a lot of time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you have, not only that, but you have to keep up with it, right?
You do. Continuing
licensed?
education. I am registered. I'm nationally registered.
Okay. I am so proud of you, and your real name is not Polly Trauma, is it?
No, my real name is Hannah Maccabee.
Hannah Maccabee. What a pretty name.
Thank you.
It's a old-fashioned kind of name.
Hannah?
Hannah.
Yeah, I'm partial to it.
Yeah, Hannah Maccabee. Wasn't there some famous Maccabees? Wasn't that a religious group in medieval times or beyond that?
I believe it may have been.
Maccabees, yeah. It's a famous name. I'm familiar with that. All right, so when do you start with the Plimpton Fire Department?
What day is today? Tuesday? I
Yep.
start tomorrow.
Tomorrow. I wish you all the luck in the world.
Thank you so much,
I
Ken.
think that's great. All right, let's get back to the roller derby.
Sure.
How did you get into that?
Well, I actually wanted to get healthy, and I had heard about it and had Googled it and found a local group to me. I live in Plymouth, and I go with Cape Cod Roller Derby, so it's not too far. But I went to one of their orientation nights. They call it meet and greet, and I became fresh meat with them, and I've been training with them,
Wow.
and I'm now rostered.
Now, do you meet other roller derby teams from out of state?
Yeah, actually, we have away games. We had an away game in Binghamton, New York.
Oh, yes.
Back in June, and then they came to visit us last month.
All right, another crass question. When you go to Binghamton, do you have to get there on your own? Do you pay for it? Does anybody
We pay for it, yep. So,
pay for your own transportation?
yep, we all carpooled and we went to a B&B. So it's not a cheap hobby because we have to buy our own gear. We pay dues to skate there, and then for our own travel and lodging, generally we have to pay for it ourselves.
Wow.
But
So
it's a
you
great
do
hobby.
it because it's fun.
Love it. I love it.
But isn't it bone jarring? I mean, isn't it a little dangerous?
Very literally, it can be bone jarring. Yeah, people get hurt sometimes. A lot of people have fractured their ankles, which is unfortunate. But we train to try and prevent that from happening.
When National Roller Derby was on, I'm going to tell you a story about that, but we're going to take a break in a minute, so I don't want to get involved and have to stop.
Okay.
So all I can say is that you people listening, we're going to take a break right now, but if you're not fascinated by what you've heard already, I don't know what to tell you. So stay tuned, because we're going to bring you some more fascinating facts about roller derby and the females in it. So don't go away. We'll be right back. Okay, we're back. I think it's wonderful they go 5, 4, 3, 2. It was just a couple of weeks ago he couldn't go that forward. He couldn't do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He's doing great.
This is
Doing a good job.
I'm glad. I'm proud.
All
of
right.
him.
I promised you a little surprise when we came back, and I think it's more than a little surprise. This young lady is going to stand up for us now and show you what she wears when she is on duty.
On duty.
On duty, yeah. And knee pads?
So I have knee pads, I have elbow pads, I have wrist guards, and when I'm on skates, I wear a mouth guard and a helmet. And that's my name, Polly Trauma, number 94.
And this is the helmet.
And this is my helmet, yeah.
And those are the skates.
These are the skates. These are
They're
my
beautiful skates.
Thank you.
They're
They ride very smoothly.
What are the wheels made out of?
So these are just plastic, I believe, but I have aluminum plates.
Can I feel your wheels?
That's a personal question.
right.
Yeah, for sure.
There's one thing missing. You told me that you normally wear fishnet.
Yes, when I play in my games, they call them belt fits. And
This is a family show, and I am not worried about the children seeing her in fishnet. I'm worried about the husbands out there. So, but this is quite a rig you've got on.
Yeah.
Now, how long does it take you to get ready to do this?
Well, usually takes me about half an hour, not
Yeah,
too long, but also sometimes we wear eye black like football players.
Yeah.
So we look fierce.
Yeah. Do you, being a female, do you wear makeup? Do you wear lipstick and earrings and that
I
kind
don't wear earrings. I don't wear necklaces or anything that can get pulled.
Okay.
Just because it is such a violent, I hate to say violent, but it is sometimes violent sport. So I will wear makeups. Sometimes we do our hair. A lot of people have crazy colors. Yeah, it's a real performance.
When I used to watch roller derby as a kid, these guys were out to kill each other. I mean, the look on their face was a look of kill. Is that true today?
We're not out to kill each other. We're definitely it's a team sport, and we're trying to focus on sport instead of the performance of it, really. But it does get passionate and aggressive, and people do go flying sometimes. The point of my job as a blocker is to keep the jammer from passing me, and whatever I have to do within the rules, I do. So whether it be throw someone outside of the bounds, I'm going to have to do that. Maybe not kill them, because we're going to go out for drinks later, but definitely
Does
stop
that happen?
them. Yes,
The teams go out for drinks later?
we have after parties.
Oh, that's
Derby
great.
girls know how to party hard.
That's great.
Yeah.
That's great. Now, it takes a special setup to do your kind of thing. I mean, you can't do it on the street.
We can't do it on the street, but we do play on a flat track. So the roller derby you're used to is on that banked track,
Yes,
right?
we had a banked.
So
no
we
more.
do no more. There are a couple of them left in the country,
Okay.
but we do it on a flat sport court. So you can do it on a basketball court because there aren't a lot of roller rinks around. There just aren't, not enough for all of these teams.
Okay, now again, when I was a kid, I used to roller skate.
Okay.
I was pretty good. We used to dance on roller skates.
I can dance on roller skates.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but you're an
Maybe next show.
You're an expert. I'm a schmuck. What do I know?
Well, maybe next time
I could go fast. I went to a place called Chez Vous.
up in Boston.
Was in Norwood.
Oh, really?
Was in Norwood. Chez Vous was
Yeah.
the name of it. And we would meet girls there, and they'd wear those cute little skirts. That's where I met my wife, as a matter of fact.
Really?
And it was a lot of fun. The only thing I couldn't do was stop. I couldn't stop. So I used to stop by banging into the wall, like this.
So you stopped,
Going 100 miles an hour, boom!
but you stopped.
I stopped, yeah.
Yeah.
I always figured, what would happen if the wall fell down? I'd be still going.
You wouldn't have stopped.
I heard off camera that you went to Iceland
I did.
with the team.
I went by myself. They hosted an open scrimmage, so like an open call to whoever wanted to come and play against their team. They're going to the World Cup next year.
Really?
Yeah, so I went in June. It was a great time.
Where'd you go, Reykjavik?
I went to Reykjavik, yeah. Team Iceland.
Oh, that's great.
Great group of girls.
That's-
Fierce.
Iceland's a great country.
It was great. I've never traveled before.
People are beautiful there.
People are wonderful.
Yeah, I was stationed briefly when I was in the Air Force in Iceland.
Were you?
Yeah, just briefly, but I got to know the people pretty good. Yeah.
How's your Icelandic?
Oh no, I can't. No,
No, me
I'm
neither.
having trouble with English. No. All right, so why did you get it? For health reasons? Did it work?
To get healthy?
Yeah.
It did work.
It did work.
It did. I've lost, not to be crass on camera, but I lost about 160 pounds. So,
Wow.
yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, and this has helped. This has helped keep it off, and it's something I love to do. It gets out aggression, and it's fun, and it's a team sport. And there are, I think, only benefits to roller derby. I think your viewers should come down and watch.
Okay, that's going to be my next question. Could I see a roller derby?
I would love
Could
for
they
you to come
see a
down.
roller derby?
I would love for everyone to come down.
Where?
It's 17 Shad Hole Road in Dennisport.
Say that again. 17.
1717 Shad Hole Road in Dennisport.
Can you spell that?
SHAD space HOLE. Shad Hole Road.
Hole Road
It is the Cape Cod Community Media Center.
in Dennisport.
Yeah.
That's a long ways from here. It's
But
relative.
it's roller derby.
Yeah.
It's worth it, I think.
How much does it cost to get in?
$10,
$10.
I think, yeah. And
Okay.
it's the next match actually is this Saturday, our next bout
At that,
at this location, yeah.
do they have a website?
You can find us on Facebook if you just look up Cape Cod Roller Derby.
Cape Cod Roller Derby.
Facebook, Instagram, I think most social media.
Is there a phone number?
Probably, but you can find it on Facebook.
Okay, on Facebook. Yeah. So look it up on Facebook if you're interested in seeing a roller derby. And I got to tell you, if you see one, you'll be hooked. You'll absolutely be hooked because it's a game of, as she says, aggression, but each team wants to win, and it's so obvious. And what's amazing to me is when I watched on national television roller derbies back in the old days, they get paid. So there was a reason for them to want to win. The only reason you've got is just simply a need to win.
It's pretty primal, right?
Yeah, pretty primal.
Just want to win.
Very good. Pretty primal. Absolutely.
It's a Saturday at 2 if anyone wants to come.
Saturday at 2 in
Dennisport? In Dennisport,
Shadow?
17 Shad Hole Road.
Shad Hole Road. I recommend it highly. As you know, I never recommend or endorse any product or service. This one I'm going to recommend because it's a sporting event. And do you have ambulances standing by or EMTs standing by?
That is a great question. We do have EMTs standing by.
Okay.
Yeah, in fact, my husband is an EMT, and he is one of the EMTs on standby.
And does he ever get called to service?
Sometimes, yeah. Sometimes, generally it's just ice packs and making sure the girls don't have concussions.
Okay. Now, do they have facilities, and I don't know how to quite ask this question, but do they have facilities for after a strenuous workout like that, you probably want to hit the shower. Do they have that for you girls?
No, we generally go home to shower. Sometimes, actually, on parades and other things that we need to cool down, we've jumped into the ocean in our gear before. So,
before the roller derby, could you roller skate?
I hadn't roller skated since I was a kid.
Oh.
Yeah, there are girls that start off, you see ice skaters and the kids are like on the milk crates.
Yeah.
We have shopping carts for people who can't skate.
That's interesting.
It works so, and by the end of the training program, we've got girls doing jumps and skating backwards and hitting.
So you do have a training program?
We do have a training program, fresh meat.
How many girls on the team? Starting lineup.
Starting lineup, so you have 5 girls on each team per jam. So, and it cycles out. So you could have as many as 14 rostered skaters at a time and just keep switching them out.
Oh, really?
Yes.
And as I remember the roller derby, instead of stopping the play, if you want to substitute, they keep skating. You just skate into it.
Not anymore.
No?
There's a different set of rules.
Do you stop the game if a substitute is called for?
Well,
suppose you get hurt, God forbid.
God forbid.
Suppose you get hurt. Do they stop the game?
Generally, people try to skate off the track themselves, or they'll roll off the track if they can't stand. They're pretty tough.
So
but
they don't stop the game?
If someone is unconscious or can't get up, they'll stop the game.
Oh, thank God. Yeah, thank God.
We try to avoid it.
Yeah, but it's a rough game. How long does the game last?
So there are 2 30-minute halves and then a 15-minute halftime. So about an hour, about an hour and a half from start to finish.
If I go down to see the game, are the seats good? I mean, I'm old.
Well, if you're over 18, then you can sit in the front row.
I can vouch for that.
Are you sure?
I'm over 18.
We have a crash zone. So sometimes there's a spot that people sit by that I might hit skaters into. So you got to be over 18 to sit in the crash zone.
Yeah.
But yeah, there are good seats.
Are you on television?
No.
It's not televised.
No. Would you like to come televise us?
What a good question. What a great thing to do, though, to bring that to the people in our area,
Yeah.
Plimpton, Halifax, and Carver. What do you think, Rich? I'll talk to you later about it. Yeah, that's not a bad idea.
All right.
That's not a bad
Maybe
idea.
we can collaborate.
How does a young lady out there would like to join the team, how does she do that?
Well, if you follow us on Facebook, we announce when we have new fresh meat trainings. We do it every 5 to 6 months or so. And we bring in new skaters. We say, this is what we're about. This is what we want to do and what we want to teach you. If you're interested, we can give them loaner gear while they learn. And they come to practice and they just learn how to skate and go from there. But it's every 5 or 6 months, and we announce it online when we're going to hold these open sessions.
Would you recommend a girl join?
Wholeheartedly. And
Really?
the best thing about roller derby is that it embraces all body types. So I'm not a petite, small girl, but there are girls that are my size. There are girls that are 110 pounds and 5'2". There's a
Really?
role for everyone in roller derby. It's really great. All body sizes, all body types. So we find all different kinds of people and we find a job for them. Yeah. We have nurses on our team. We have all, from not just body types, all different walks of life.
That's great.
Yeah.
You know, I think that's terrific. I don't know what to say after that. I'm in favor of sports for girls, but it seems to me roller derby is such a rough game. How about after the game? Do you girls get along well on your team?
Yeah, I mean, not to sound cliche, but we're a sisterhood. We've become very close, especially this year. But we all get along, and when you get any group of people together, there's going to be squabbles. If you become a family, there's squabbles.
Of course.
But at the end of the day, end of the practice, end of the game, we're still all a family. So.
Well, I've been doing television off and on for about 40 years. I've done a lot of interviews with beautiful women. And you are a beautiful woman. I'm sorry, but you've got a beautiful face. You've got a great personality.
Thank you, Ken.
Yeah. And you did a great job here. I thank you so much for coming. I thank your husband for allowing you to come. I think it's great, and I wish you good luck in future roller derbies.
Thank you.
And I hope to see you one of these days.
This Saturday at 2.
If I come down, would you wave at me?
Absolutely.
Oh, I'm coming down.
Please.
Oh, I'm
I
coming
might even blow a kiss.
Oh, that did it. I'm coming down. All right. I hope you enjoyed this as much as we enjoyed bringing it to you. A delightful young lady, personality plus, pretty as a picture. I don't know what more you could ask for. I had a heck of a good time doing the show today. I always do anyway. As long as I'm with you, you know I love you. So it's always good for me. I'm going to say goodbye now, but I'll be back. You know that. Good Lord willing, I'll be back. Oh, I'm going to say goodbye, and I'm going to say a little different goodbye. I'm not going to do Red Skull. I'm going to do another guy. I want you to guess who he is. I'm going to say goodbye till next time. Keep a song in your heart.